Hey, yo, what's up?
Hey, welcome to Dining at Tiffany's. I'm super excited because I have a special guest chef with us here today, and I'll let him introduce himself.
Hey, I'm AC Boral of Pangea Bakery down here in San Diego, and So Good Delicious.
So good to have you. We're gonna have some good food, some good conversation. Today we're gonna talk about, Tiffany, what kind of Asian are you? So if anyone was ever wondering, yes, I'm Filipina. I'm not mixed with anything else, just pure Filipina. If you're familiar with the Philippines, I'm from Pampanga, which is actually the food capital of the Philippines. And incidentally, Chef AC here happens to be Filipino too. But that's not why we're friends, actually, you know? We only met, like, how long ago was it?
About not even 3 weeks ago.
Really?
No.
Yeah. And so the reason we connected was because within like 15 minutes we started talking about food. And we got like really into it. I found out that if you're familiar with the 626 night market or the Asian market that they opened up in San Diego this year, he was there, made some real good food. So we became instant friends, and now we're partnering up today. And he's gonna show us how to make a really awesome Filipino fusion dish. The recipe will be on my website at diningattiffany's.com.
Right, today we are making Tocino breakfast sandwiches. The Tocino is what I consider the bacon of the Philippines. Actually, it means bacon in Spanish. I made it homemade overnight, which it's normally traditionally cured for several days. We have Pangea's milk bread, which is nice and sweet and fluffy and will make a really, really good complement to the salty and sweet fattiness of the Tocino. We're gonna add some garlic butter to it to give it a nice little crispiness and some delicious unctuousness. We're gonna add a fried egg on top, and then lastly, we're gonna put cucumber on it for its cooling qualities. I like greens with all of my sandwiches. A lot of people use different greens like arugula for its bitterness, or lettuce.
Maybe like spinach.
Spinach is another good one that people like to use. So yeah, this should be a really, really delicious sandwich and another way to have your Tosino in the morning.
All right, so let's go make that Tosino. Okay, so what do we do first, AC?
All right, first we've got this pan right here that we're just gonna add a little bit of oil to.
Yeah.
This is what we're gonna add the Tosino to.
Nice. How hot is your pan right now?
Well, we want it to go high heat because with Tosino, it's nice to get a nice little char on it. What we have is really thinly sliced pork also.
Got it.
So it'll cook really quickly.
Nice.
So we got this oil heating, and basically we're waiting for it to get really hot because this is really thinly sliced pork, and we want to get a nice little char on it too. That's one of my favorite parts about Tosino. So if you look at Tosino normally, it's got that bright red hue, right?
Like food coloring, preservatives, all that yucky stuff.
Some people use an alternative. They use beet juice, but you know, I decided to I decided to forego that, and I did add some annatto powder, which adds some little bit of like an orangish hue to it. So it's not gonna be completely colorless, but it definitely will not be, you know, that bright red that you're probably used to eating. So this will also be a nice test to see how hot it is.
Yes.
Ooh, you love that sizzle.
Yes.
That's what you're looking for.
Yeah, you want it to scream at you.
Of course.
Oh my gosh. Ouch.
So don't make sure to not overcrowd the pan, because what that does is it actually steams your food as opposed to gets a nice, you know, sear on it.
Yeah, you want it to be a little bit like crispy and brown on the outside.
And some saucepan cooking 101 is you know it's ready when you can easily pull it off of here. So it's moving pretty fast if you notice, but we'll give it a couple more minutes on that side, then flip it over another couple more minutes. In the meantime, what we can do is actually we can butter our Pangea milk bread with the garlic butter that I made.
Nice. Can you help?
Yeah, I'll have you butter you butter just the outsides of this. I actually like to cut my sandwiches almost all the way through.
Oh, so you're just doing one.
Yeah,
and it's
so you just kind of holds things together, especially if you tend to overstuff your sandwiches like I do.
Wow.
So then just butter the outside.
The outside? Oh, we're doing the outside. Got it. How much butter do I put on it? Can I put a lot?
Whatever your heart desires.
Okay. Yum.
That's good. Make sure you get the edges.
Okay, will do. Will do. I love butter. It's so good. Added some garlic in there. I love garlic. So good.
So Tiffany, if you want to take a look at this real quick, we have a pretty good char and sear on one side.
Nice.
That's exactly what we're looking for with this pork shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh, that one looks beautiful. It's okay.
Yeah, that's good and messy. It's okay. Sometimes life gets messy.
The messier, the better sometimes,
Yeah.
you know?
The
Let's be honest.
messier, the butter.
The butter. The messier, the butter. Wow. Wow, you went there.
I did. You want to be very, very careful not to go all the way. So really just watch it and make sure you have at least like a centimeter or two or like half an inch so that you don't slice your hand off.
First batch of Tosino is totally ready.
Oh my gosh, that smells so good.
I know, I'm pretty stoked. It's
yeah,
gonna be delicious.
those little brown marks on
Yeah.
there are wonderful. So much flavor.
Here, I'm gonna start a second batch of that for
Okay.
us.
Yep, and I will continue to butter the bread.
So that bread is from Pangea Bakery in San Diego. Another alternative, I mean, you can really use whatever bread you want, but a similar alternative would be like King's Hawaiian bread or
yeah.
something like that. You know, I mean, you could use a baguette. It's really just bread for a sandwich. I use what I knew I liked on my sandwiches, so, and I think it complements really well. But you know, as long as you get good quality bread, you can use a baguette, French bread, anything kind of like that.
Yeah,
so.
and then for me, when I go grocery shopping, I actually try to stay away from the bread you get like in the middle of the aisles. Go to like the outside of the store with the bakery and the deli, and that's where you'll get the best tasting bread because they make it fresh, I think, every day. So it's a lot tastier, often a lot better for you. But yeah, if you're in San Diego, please check out Pangea. They've got really, really great pastries there.
So we're using these huge Texas toast-sized pieces of bread. You know, for breakfast, you want something really hearty. So that was one of my reasons for doing that. So we're just gonna leave that there. Just set it one side down. And even though it's really thick, the inside should still get warm. Alright. Notice on the Tosino, it has like a lot, you know, you get like that nice dark caramel color. Because of the sugar that's in this recipe, actually. You can get the recipe at diningattiffany's.com. Your bread, if you noticed, I flipped it over and it's got a little bit of black on it. But that's still gonna be really delicious, but you know, you just wanna be really careful. If I left that on there for another 15 seconds, it definitely would have been darker. So, you know, just keep an eye out. You might even be able to just do it at a lower temperature. Maybe I'll turn that down to help that. The speed that we're looking for, right? Nice, kind of golden brownish, a little char on the edges. This will be really good. And then, like I said, on the inside, it's a little warm and fluffy. So, yep. Go ahead and set this over there by the rest of the breads.
Oh,
just get that started.
Ooh, warm and fluffy.
Yeah, sorry.
Be careful.
Yeah.
We need to finish these sandwiches.
Yes, I know.
So how are you doing the eggs? Like
We could just do them sunny side up.
Okay.
I love a nice runny yolk.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Got that.
add a little bit of hot sauce and cucumber on the sandwich, and it's gonna be really, really good.
Yep. So how high do you? Honestly, even though I love to cook, I always screw up my eggs.
Okay.
Like I'll try to do like over easy or sunny side up, and then the yolk cooks, and I get really sad. Yeah.
What I would say with eggs, the most important thing is patience. You know, a lot of people try to put it at high heat, try to cook it in 1-2 minutes. You're gonna get like a really uncooked raw top and then kind of like a charred bottom if you do that. So, you know, just be careful. You just need to give it a little bit of TLC. Just pay attention to where the egg is at. You know, if you do that, take some time. Honestly, a really good sunny side up egg you can do in 3 or 4 minutes. But, you know, you just have to have the right kind of feel for it, you know.
Okay, we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, you got it. I
Okay,
believe in
so
you.
how much oil do I put? And do we do them one at a time?
We'll do them one at a time because the pan won't really fit any. Just a little splash of oil.
Okay. Just a splash, right? Because it's going to be for one egg. He doesn't need that much oil, does he?
Perfect.
Okay.
And then just kind of swirl it around to make sure the pan is coated.
Okay.
It is much easier to cook eggs in a non-stick pan.
Yeah,
I will
feels
say
like
that.
it. Actually, just get a piece of paper towel and do it right there. So a lot of times you do it on the side of the bowl, but that actually like makes it much more messy, and you're more likely to screw up. So.
Yeah. Sometimes the
so-
eggshell can get caught inside of the
Yeah.
egg when you crack it on the side of the bowl.
Okay, awesome. Oh my gosh, it's happening. Yay. Okay.
Yes. Thing you can do to accelerate the process is if you have a lid. Basically, the steam from the egg that's being cooked will help cook the white faster.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
All right.
I tend to not even do that. You know, I just kind of let it run its
Yeah.
course and then.
I don't know. That egg looks like it's getting pretty excited. I'm pretty egg-cited. Oh,
Wow. No, I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
It's when you see when you stop seeing like the translucent on the top of the egg, it means that it's heated through. So
That's
a
probably
good
where
way to
I
look
go
at it.
wrong because I'm like, oh no, I don't want to, I don't want it to be raw, and then I leave it on too long, and then it's just it's over, it's donezo, and then
And you gotta also think a little bit of carryover cooking with foods too.
That's so true.
I would actually say that's about ready right there.
So
But you said you'd never heard of a Tocino
yeah,
breakfast?
I've never had a Tosino breakfast sandwich because usually in Filipino food you usually just have it with rice, or they have what they call like tosilog, so it's like tocino and garlic fried rice and egg, which is really yummy, but it sounds really good on a sandwich because it's more like portable. You can like make it and then bring it to work or whatever, to school, or just eat it.
I mean, it's pretty much like it's a sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich, or a bacon, egg, and cheese.
Yeah.
Or bacon and cheese, or bacon and, it's like a bacon and egg sandwich.
Yes.
No cheese.
Yes.
But what makes this fusion to me is that, usually, like she said, tosilog is kind of like a traditional breakfast dish. But it's also, it's easy, it's portable, but also it is a really easy, accessible way for people who aren't familiar with Tosino to try it. That one's fighting a little bit.
I know. He's like, no.
Oh, I need to give a quick shout out
Oh, yes.
to my friend Kathleen, who actually
Hi,
gave me. She actually is the one who gave me the idea for this sandwich. So I guess I could call it Kathleen's Tocino breakfast sandwich. So I like my cucumbers thinly sliced. I just think they look prettier for one point, and then also when you get like a big crunchy cucumber slice, sometimes it's just not as appetizing to me. So you just want to, I don't know if you guys know how to slice things. You want to keep your fingertips inside at all times. So kind of just grab it with the knuckles and just slice. Try to keep it straight down as much as possible. Okay? And you get nice pretty slices like this. If you cut on a bias also, it also gives you more surface area.
And it looks prettier.
It looks prettier as opposed to if you just chop it like that.
Yeah, and I love this recipe because it's, you can kind of make it your own if you're not into cucumbers. Like we said, you could put arugula, you could put spinach, just like us, everyone has their different personalities, whatever. Just because we're Filipino doesn't mean both of us, we can't do hip hop, right?
No, we can't do hip
Yeah,
hop.
unfortunately, but apparently we can do food, so that works for us, right?
You can't eat hip hop. So.
Can you? We might have to make that happen sometime.
Now, some people, building sandwiches is like a complete art form, as opposed, even just the order that you add things. I typically like to go protein on the bottom, so we're gonna do that. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
My hands are clean. Okay, so there we have that,
Okay, what's next?
and then we have
The egg?
our egg.
Okay, I'm gonna get the spatula.
Yeah,
Okay, here you do that. I'm probably gonna screw it up.
that's okay.
Ooh, it's still runny.
Look at that.
See it kind of jiggling
Okay,
still.
it's really simple, and then you'll get to eat.
Okay.
That's
I'm like, I wanna help.
You want to help? Yeah, you can make the next sandwich.
Okay, yay!
So go ahead and
Okay,
grab
let's
your.
do it.
Go
My
ahead and grab
favorite
your,
one. Oh,
your
this-
favorite one.
Oh, that one's a butt. I don't want that one. Okay, this one.
That one's
there
a
we
butt.
go.
Do you need
Okay.
tongs or you need?
No, we're good. I will
Okay.
use my hands.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I guess we put the meat down first, and then the egg. So we just kind of take it daintily.
Yes. Don't crack the yolk yet.
Mm-hmm. Don't do it. Be patient.
Okay.
Oh, did this side?
Yeah, I would say
Okay.
do that.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter. I mean, you're not gonna be able to see it.
I thought there were only 3, and then I was gonna get really mad that there weren't 4.
No, I count. I know how to count.
Okay, perfect. Because it's,
All
just
right.
like, it's gotta be even. I don't
And
know,
then
just like that.
One tip for really good food in general, but especially sandwiches, that some people don't do is they don't add salt and pepper. I know some of us look out for, high sodium or high fat content, but, even just a little bit of salt goes a long way and can lift the flavors in your sandwich. If you've had something that was not salty enough, I guess, it's probably, salt's important. I guess
Yeah.
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, because you put in all this
Right.
work, and then if you,
Yeah.
don't get the seasoning right, someone's gonna take a bite, they'll be like, missing something,
that's,
right?
That's a big trick for chefs is proper seasoning. That is the mark of a really good chef. So just a little pinch, nothing crazy, just over the sandwich.
Okay, on both. Can I do the other one?
Yeah, you could do the other one.
Okay.
And then
so we just
over
do
both
a
sides.
pinch, and then, okay.
Okay.
Okay,
And then we're gonna do
uh-huh.
some fresh cracked pepper
Yes.
as well.
Always fresh, seriously.
Yes.
Like, make the investment. It's not that much more expensive, and Because honestly, the one that's pre-ground, I think it's basically sand. So you want this because it'll add a ton of flavor and it'll make the flavors in the Tosino pop. Be a nice complement to that. And so, what are we adding next?
Yeah, I mean, if you want, you know, you could add like some condiments, of course. I've heard of this sauce before. You know, a friend told me about it.
What's that?
I don't know. It's something, never heard of it. But it sounds really good, and I tried it last night. It was pretty good. So, and then we also have banana ketchup, which is
banana ketchup.
Yes.
Or jufren. If you're Filipino, you know what we're talking about.
Banana ketchup, huge condiment in the Philippines. It actually happened because they didn't have tomatoes at one point in the Philippines,
Really?
so they
I
made
didn't
their
know
own
that.
ketchup out of
Oh.
bananas because we got tons of bananas.
Yeah, and it's delicious.
So,
It's
you
so
know,
delicious.
take your pick.
Take your pick.
I'm just gonna go with
Yeah.
that sriracha because I like a little kick
Oh,
with it.
that's good. Wait.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just gonna like dump it. See, the trick with jufren is sometimes it's like it gets a little fussy, but
It's like some
okay, this
ketchup.
is much less cute, but
And you see, like, with the trick of not cutting it all the way through.
oh yeah, that makes it so much easier.
Yes. And then,
Okay.
I mean, if you want to crack your yolk, but I just like to admire it first and just like look at that.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's already happening.
Oh my gosh,
Already happening.
it's already happening. So
Yes. Okay.
I
I guess
don't
we're gonna have to try it now. Okay.
guess so.
Well. Okay. So we have to cheers, and then my
Yeah.
rule is it always has to be from the heart. So what are we toasting to?
we are toasting to an awesome collaboration between
Yeah.
Dining at Tiffany's and So Good and Delicious.
Nice. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. That was really good. Oh, that was wonderful.
Dude. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Tocino's on point. Very good. I'm
course.
gonna make this all the time. Well, thanks so much for coming to Dining at Tiffany's. You know, we learned how to make this Tocino breakfast sandwich. We all learned how to do Asian fusion cooking, which is really awesome because no matter what kind of Asian you are, what kind of anything you are, you can make delicious food, try out food from different cultures, and just have a really great time. So, where can they find you after this, AC?
You can also find me at So Good and Delicious on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I'm on there at SGD Food. So.
SGD Food, yum. And again, this recipe and lots of other fun stuff is on my website, diningattiffany's.com. It is really good. Mom.
I'm just gonna keep eating this, you know.
Yeah, this is really
You
good.
all do whatever you need to do. I'll just keep eating.
Yeah, that's true.